up, y'all? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review Real Housewives of Dubai. This is season 1, episode 10. Not much really happened. Y'all know I'm not feeling Dubai, but we gonna be consistent. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So the episode opens up, and we're at Caroline and Sergio's house. It is like, I think, a couple of days after the wedding. You know, they're in bliss. One thing I will say, I was so tired of them showcasing their rat dog. But so I call dogs that are less than 5 pounds rat dogs. As someone that has worked with those types of dogs, whether it be a Pomeranian, a Yorkie, a Chihuahua, like a Shih Tzu, even like a Pekingese, anything less than 5 pounds that's going to stay that small is a rat dog. And when I say it's a rat dog, that means that its metabolism is so fast that if it doesn't eat, it will die. That is why you always see rats, mice, even guinea pigs and gerbils and things like that. Any rodent that's small, their metabolism is so strong. Like, well, so yeah, and it's so fast, they have to consume food. It's just like they have to, or they begin to starve to death, or they can go, well, not even starve to death. It causes their body to go into shock, so they start to have like hypoglycemia shock. So that's what I call them dogs. And they kept panning to the dog's butt. Like, the dog doesn't have any hair beyond like the middle half all the way to the tail. And I'm trying to figure out, is that like a choice? Are they getting him groomed that way? Or does the dog have like a dermatological like issue where like his hair is falling off? Because I'm like, for them to constantly pan to his butt, I was getting tired. I was like, I'm tired of seeing dog anus. I am tired. I'm tired of seeing his little booty. But they're going to the Nori Islands. Caroline invited all the ladies at Lisa's Jamaican party. One thing I will say is Sergio getting on my nerves. I don't understand why Sergio wants to be around so much, other than it's like he wants to be on TV. But if it's not for TV purposes, Sergio would get on my nerves, really. I don't like clingy people. I can't. Give me my space. And it seems like he wants to smother Caroline with his love, and it's annoying. Like, very annoying. But basically, he said he didn't know what an umbilical cord was, because Caroline was like, you gotta cut the umbilical cord, bro. And he was like, why would I, like, what is that? And she explained to him what it was, and he was like, why would I do that? I was like, oh God, no, I couldn't have Sergio could not be my man. He couldn't. He couldn't. We then see a scene of Caroline Brooks and Sarah. They go like ATV riding in the sand, like in the desert on the sand dunes. I would love to do that. It looked like so much fun, but I probably would want the car. I don't know about because Brooks fell off. I don't know. But they actually had a good time. Sarah and Brooks talked, and Sarah wanted to, like, they sat down after they had fun and they talked, and Sarah was just like, when I hug you, I don't know if you notice, I hug you tightly because I want you to know, like, I'm your friend, I'm your ally. Like, I want you to know you have a friend. And maybe it's because they both connect as being the two in the group that are not with anybody. Like, they're both divorced, because I know, yeah, Lisa's married, Ayan's married, Nina's married, and Caroline Stansberry is married. So I think that is why Sarah is trying to connect to Brooke so much. She also was like, she wants her to be like a survivor, which Sarah's just too preachy for me. But I can appreciate the gesture of wanting someone to know, like, hey, I'm here for you. If you need me, I got you. I can appreciate that in her. So Sarah basically, Brooks basically asked Sarah, like, how long did it take you to, like, you feel like you healed from your divorces? And Sarah said 2 years. And she was like, that's because I was really committed to not like changing who I was, but getting better, as well as understanding that what I did, the way I loved them, wasn't wrong. It was their reaction to the way that I felt for them. And it's not wrong that I gave them that much love. It's just that they weren't the right people. And then Brooke said, I don't think I've ever really healed, because she was like, I got my stuff and I kept going. Like, that's what it was. That's what I was like. I just kept going. And I was like, It makes sense. It really does. Ooh, sorry, y'all. It makes sense. It really does make sense. Why Brooks would be the way that she is, because it seems like she got with is his name was Zaire. I think that's what her ex-husband's name was. She got with him when she was like 21, still like a kid. Cuz honestly, like scientifically your brain doesn't like fully develop until you're 25. So that's why you see a lot of people making stupid decisions, but then past that people still be making stupid decisions. But I'm thinking about it like, you meet this guy, you are enamored with him, he wished you away on the other side of the globe, and your family's all the way in Boston and you're in Dubai, you're isolated, you're by yourself in a foreign country, and you don't know the customs, and it's like you have to depend on that man for like everything because he knows what it is to be over here, and then to be done wrong, that would make you distrust a lot of people, or build up a guard, or try your best to not allow yourself to be taken advantage of again. And Brooks was saying like when people overly when they're overly I won't say emotional or overly trying to connect with her, she pushes them away. And you can see that with her. She still got some healing to do. And I mean, like, I think Brooks is like 33 or like 34. So, I mean, there's time. But I don't think she's like a horrible person like a lot of people feel like she is. I just think that she's someone who is extremely, like, she's guarded and doesn't know how to contain her outbursts. I'll say that. So, all the ladies are getting ready to go to the Nori Islands. We have a scene with Lisa, Sarah, Nina, and Ayan, and it was cute. Nina's son made her like a goodie bag, because we all know Nina doesn't like to be away from her kids, and she was just like so like appreciative of it. Lisa's braids were bomb. I need to get me some braids. I'm going between getting braids or faux locks before the semester starts. Starts in a week. But her hair looked great. Her hair looked amazing. So they get on this cool boat. I guess you have the boat there, and it was awesome. Ayan was on the boat singing a song she made up about Nina and Stansberry, and it was nice. Like, the vibe was very nice. Like, honestly, everybody got along for the most part until the end, but like the vibe was really nice. It was cute. It was really it really mimicked like what a friend group would be like going on a trip. It really did. Like, yeah, you go on your trip with your friends. Y'all have little spats here and there, but then y'all come back together. You and your friend apologize, and then y'all go get drinks and eat and have like the rest of the night is fun. And y'all are talking trash to each other and just loving on each other. So I thought it was cute. I enjoyed it. So they get to the house. The house, I think, Stansberry said is like $50,000 or something a night. I don't know. Whatever. She said some astronomical amount where I was just like, I mean, the house is nice. I'm not, trashing the house, but that's a lot for us to just be staying there for 3 days. Like I keep saying, tuition. It's tuition. So they get there. They had an argument about rooms, I guess, but I don't remember seeing that. But Sarah was alluding to it, that everybody was arguing about rooms, but Brooks gets her own rooms. Ayan gets her own room. Lisa gets her own room. Nina and Stansberry are sleeping in the same room, in the same bed. And then you have Sarah, who decided to sleep in the kids' room. It was like bunk beds. But I mean, she still got a room by herself. Like, I would rather sleep in bunk beds than have to share a bed with somebody on vacation. Like, you got 4 beds to choose from, and you in your own room. It ain't that big of a deal. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if it was me. So they're all having a good time. But then while they were picking the rooms, Brooks told Ayan to get her stop licking Lisa's butthole or something, or licking her ass or something. And Ayan took offense, as anybody would. And Ayan was like, "You're just jealous because me and Lisa are really close." And Brooks is like, "No," because like she was like, "No, okay." Sorry, I got tongue tied. So they were in Lisa's room, and they were like, "Oh, Lisa, your room is so nice." It was a nice room. It had a really nice view. Ayan was like co-signing everything, kind of being the amen section or the amen corner. Brooks got annoyed and said, Ayan, you need to stop licking Lisa's butthole. And then, that's when Ayan took offense to it. And Ayan was like, you're just jealous because me and Lisa are friends. And Brooks is like, I'm friends with her too. And she was like, but not as close as me and her. And she's like, girl, whatever. So they start arguing back and forth. Everyone gets to arguing. Like, well, really, Brooks and Ayan get to arguing a whole bunch to the point where everyone just gets annoyed. And then they disperse and go to their rooms. And it was a mess. It was a mess. So like I said, Brooks and Ayan are like getting on everybody's nerves arguing. It's the nighttime and everybody's getting ready to go to bed. Well, not go to bed, to go to dinner. They're going to have like Lebanese type food. Nina invited Lebanese dancers and they was getting it. That man had that towel and he was swinging it and the ladies were dancing. It looked like it was fun. But before everybody came down and they had that experience and were eating dinner, we see Brooks and Ayan in a room together. And Brooks is Ayan basically tells Brooks, I don't like what you said about me licking Lisa's butthole. Like, it didn't make me feel good. It hurt my feelings. And she was like, why would you say that? And Brooks is like, basically because you co-sign everything Lisa says. Like, you're always co-signing. It's kind of like you don't have a mind of your own. Like, it's like you're always backing her up. Basically, if Lisa goes left, you going left. If she go right, you going right. And Ayan was like, no, that's just who I am. That's who I am. Blah, blah, blah. And she was just like, let me be who I am. And I can give 2 points. 2 points. One, I get where Brooks is coming from. I would get tired of someone always co-signing what their friend says, especially even if their friend is wrong. Or if it's just like, girl, shut up. Like, we don't need you to always be like, yeah, girl, you're so right. That gets tired and it gets dead after a while. But I also understand Ayan being like, well, that's our friendship. And if I choose to operate in that way in our friendship, it shouldn't matter what's going on between you and I. And that's true too. So they agree to work on that. They hug each other and that's that. Honestly, y'all, Brooks was wasted this whole entire trip. Always drinking. Whole trip drinking. She was like, girl, it's vacation. I'm a drink. Which is crazy. So then they eat dinner. They have a good time. They play the balloon popping game. They also end up doing like Never Have I Ever. We find out that Brooks was a home wrecking whore. She was dating a married man because she wanted to be a first lady. We then have, what's her name? Lisa lets us know she has her clit pierced and there's a diamond down there. I've never been interested in that stuff. Never. When I tell you never. I've never been interested in getting mine done, seeing other people's done. I have friends who have theirs done, or even people like when men pierce their penis. I did that. There's certain sections that don't need piercings on your body. Like, face is fine, other parts, but just, in the back, dermals in the back. Just, I can't. It's never interested me. But they have a good time. So it's the next morning and we see Ayan getting her makeup done by this white lady. And no offense to y'all, no offense, but I've had experiences where I've had people of the ivory community do my makeup and either I'm too dark or I'm too light. And there's a rare handful of people of the ivory community that can do makeup for darker skin tones and it looks great. Like, I'm sorry, we just gonna have to call a thing. Like, honestly, MAC makes you look like you're in your casket ready. Sephora be dark like you just outside and got a tan, and then Ulta never. Never. So she getting her makeup done. She's talking to the makeup makeup artist about her relationship with Brooks. She says she thinks Brooks is jealous, and the makeup artist was like, jealousy comes from sadness sometimes. And Sarah, and what's her name? Not Sarah. Ayan said, I do think she's sad, and I was like, damn, girl. So they go eat breakfast, and Lisa shares a really sad story about her brother getting killed. They basically got on this topic because Lisa was like, ooh, I need a gin and tonic. And Sarah said a gin. And I knew what a gin was because there's like an anime called a gin, where it's supposed to be like spirits It's either like an evil spirit or a bad, like an evil spirit or a good spirit. I've read different things about them. Some people said that their genes can be good. Some people said that they can be bad. It just depends on the vibe that they're on. And I believe that. I believe what Lisa said. Like I'm the same as Lisa. If someone has unfinished business, I do think your soul lingers. Like if you're angry, regretful, vengeful, or being spiteful, and it's like deep within you when you pass away, I do think that you stay here until there's a way for you to solve whatever you need to solve. So she talked about her brother unfortunately got killed. He got murdered. And it was by his friend. They were in Georgia. The culprit fled to New York. While she was over here in Dubai, she was just grieving and going through it. Rich, her husband, thought she was losing her mind. thought she was losing her mind, and he forced her to do therapy. They were arguing a lot, and she was saying that her brother was sending her like images and describing who the guy was that took his life, and she ended up finding out that the dude was in I guess the cousin, not the cousin, well, he was her cousin, but technically he's her brother because that's how they grew up. Her brother showed that the guy was in New York. So she called, I guess, the people over here in the States, and they found him in Buffalo, New York. So they had that moment. It was sad because she was crying in the confessional. Like, she was like, she doesn't know if she could ever handle someone dying again in such a way, because she was just like, the pain of it was too deep for her. So we then see everybody doing water things. They went bike riding, and then they did the water stuff. So basically they did that like surfing, they makeshift the surf waves and you surf. All the ladies did it except for Ayan and Nina. Nina was like, it's a no-go. Ayan said, I don't do water. Water makes me uncomfortable. But they were like eating fries and drinking like drinks from their pineapples, watching the ladies like boogie board on the waves and like surf. I will say Sarah looked great in that wetsuit. That all black wetsuits. I've never seen anybody look good in a wetsuit, but she looked good in that wetsuit. They had a good time. It was fun to watch the ladies run into the ocean or the sea. I guess I don't think there's an ocean in Dubai. Maybe it's the sea. Excuse me. They all ran into it. They had a good time. Then it's dinner time, and this is where things just went downhill. So they go to dinner, and what I'll say, I think Ayan did the most. I really think Ayan did the most in all regards. I really do. They got on the topic of Sergio. Ayan brings up Sergio, and she's like, he posted a video crying about how much he misses you. And Caroline was like, I never thought I would get married again. Pretty much saying what she's always saying. She's like, I'm 45. I got 3 kids. I never could see myself getting married again or wanting a man that would want to marry me with all of this. And then Sarah chimes in, and Sarah's like, well, he is the way that he is because he wants you to, he's showing you the way he wants you to love him. That's why he loves you that way, as well as this is God giving you someone that truly appreciates you. Then Nina chimes in, and Nina was like, well, she also manifested it as well. So then Brooks, drunk, you could tell Brooks is drunk because them eyes was like that, and she's slurring the words. She was like, I need to be on the same wave as you. Like, what did you do? So then Ayan was like, girl, you're so young. I was like, I think Brooks is like 32, 33. Yes, that's still young, but if she wants somebody, that's okay. Like, Ayan, you're like 38. Like, girl, let that girl, if she want to be with someone, let her be with somebody. Which I feel like when Ayan always brings up age, it's a dig towards Stansberry. And I'm just kind of like, it's not really a good dig when she always digs on herself. You kind of take the steam out of it. But they're having the conversation, and sorry, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock here. My bad. Where was I? Oh, so Sarah's like, she doesn't need anybody. To Brooks, she was like, she's a survivor, but Caroline's like, no, it takes character, because she has her ex-husband and a boyfriend investing in her businesses. Like, that's something to be said about that people still want to be around you. It gets tumultuous after breakups. And Sarah said something about like, well, if you always have a man paying for you or doing things for you with monetary gain, they own you and they'll take it away and like abuse their power, which there is financial abuse. That is a thing. That's why that whole like, I want a man to do everything, not Leah, because y'all be out here tripping. And I'm always going to have my funds to get away from you when I need to. So it's never going to be that. It'd be nice, you pay for certain things, like my food, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an expensive meal. I am. My daddy told me all the time I'm expensive when it comes to eating. I'll drop some cash on some food. But yeah, all that no, we're partnership. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me. Cause I've seen it. I've seen men do it and I've seen women do it where they will abuse their power if they know they can. But Brooke says a man has never paid for me, so don't even get it twisted. So then Ayan chimes in and she was like, I depend on my husband and he does everything. And then that's where things shifted. I do think Stansberry was being shady when she was like, Ayan, do you have businesses? Like, and Ayan was like, of course I have businesses and I have businesses. You always are. I think you've asked me several times, what do I do? And you always, I've already told you that. And Caroline Stansberry is like, I know you have businesses, but there's a difference between a man investing in you and you depending on one. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to have to agree with Stansberry on that one. There's a difference between investment and depending on someone. Case in point, Lisa, when Rich was saying that like he wasn't going to sign off on the things that she needed for Mina Rowe, that was her depending on him and him kind of just giving her his ass to kiss because he didn't want to approve it. Whereas what Brooks has is legitimate investment. Like they're investing in her building. Her ex-husband is designing. Like there's a difference between that. So they're going back and forth. Ayan is like, I'm successful. I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da. I'm a hustler. I've been working since I'm a 7. And like, she wouldn't let Caroline get it out. And I don't think Caroline at first was trying to be malicious or be shady. I do think she was shady with the whole like, do you have a business? Businesses when when Ayan lets us know like she's already explained that to her. But I think she was trying to push home the point of like, there's a difference. Like he could easily take that money away from you, even though you're saying you're living good, but you totally depend on him. You shouldn't be totally dependent on anyone at your age versus having like a partnership. And then Ayan kind of like I would say for me, it turned me off when she was like, I'm more successful than you. Because everyone at the table was like, it didn't even need to get to that point. Like, I think Ayan took it a little too far. She was triggered by Stansberry. And I know they've been going back and forth. So I get your defenses being high. But you got to learn how to read the room. Because Stansberry, I don't even think was trying to come at her throat in the beginning. I think she was just trying to make a point like, as well as Stansberry shouldn't have told her to shut up. Like, that's a grown woman. You don't tell no other grown woman to shut up unless you want to argue. But I just feel like Ayan getting so rah-rah or so, like, defensive wasn't needed when everybody at the table was really clearly talking about how it's like, there's a difference. Like, depending on someone versus someone investing in you are two totally different things. And then Nina was just kind of like, you never know with Ayan what's going to trigger her, which leads me to believe that Ayan has had maybe more outbursts or more issues with the ladies than the show has shown. And maybe they're like saving it for next season to see where where it goes. But yeah, y'all. That's it. That's all. I'm interested to see what they're going to be doing next episode. I know I saw that the reunion episodes, I guess, will be September something. I think August the 21st, 24th and September the 1st, I think. I saw it on Twitter somewhere. I could be wrong. But, okay. I guess we got a few more episodes then. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and drop down in them comments below. Deuces.